Hello and welcome everyone. In this chapter, we are going to see how to configure the static routing itself. So, as we have discussed in the previous lecture, that we have considered this as my source and we consider this as my destinations. So, if you go ahead and try to communicate from one source to some of the destination here, of course, by default, communication is not possible. Just to prove the same, let me go ahead and ping here. So, as I will do the ping from here to here. From 1.1, I will do the ping to 2.3. Okay. So you see here, the moment you go ahead and hit the ping here, of course, destination host unreachable. Why this destination host unreachable? Because this router does not know how to forward the packets for the 2.3. Why? Because this 2.0 network is not available in the routing table of your router 1. You can cross check. See this? Go to this router and just define one command, show IP route. Show IP route. You see, you have the 10 dot network which is directly connected to you and 192.168.1.0 which is also directly connected to your serial interface. But 192.168.2.0 network is not available in this. If 2.0 network is not available in this, of course, you will not have the communication with the destinations. So how you can go ahead and do that? Of course, by using a static route. So just to remind one thing, if you remember the static route syntax, how to configure. So it was about, you need to be under the configuration mode and configure this command. You need to configure this command, IP route, then you need to define the destination network ID, destination network, and after that you need to configure the destination subnet and then your next hop IP, or maybe exit interface, anyone you can configure. So right now I will use the next hop IP address only. I will not use the exit interface. This is basically the syntax to configure the static routing here. So let's move ahead and do the same configuration here in this our scenario and see the communication as well. So this. So I'll go to this router, and for this router 1, destination is 2.0 network, means I will be able to communicate with any of the PCs available into the 2.0 network. So let's move ahead and configure it. So you need to go in configuration mode. This is how, configuration terminal, and then you will put up the IP route 192.168.2.0 and then subnet mask and the next hop IP address. See, next hop IP address in the sense next router IP address which is connected to my interface, that's nothing but 10.0.0.2. For this router, this 10.0.0.2 is the next hop IP address. For this router, 10.0.0.1 is the next hop IP address. Make sure. So what I will have to configure right now? 10.0.0.2. Done. This is a syntax you need to configure here. Exit. See this. You have successfully configured the static route in router 1 can reach to 2.0 network. Still the communication not possible because this router doesn't know how to reach this particular network. I mean, the request can go from here to here, but response will be stopped. So what to do now? Go to this router and again configure the static route. Say this. So now if you see here, this is my source router. In this case, this is my source and this is my destination and this is my exit interface. Okay. So response can come back once you do the configuration for this. So let's configure it. So it will be like, go to configuration mode, IP route 192.168.1.0 is the destination and subnet mask. Next hop IP address for this router to reach the 1.0, this is the next hop IP address 10.0.0.1. Exit. This is the IP address IP routing configuration. If you want to see the routes detail, so you can define show IP route. You see here there is a routes being added here as S. S in the sense, see S in the sense, you'll get here S in the sense static. That's what here, static. And for a static, the administrative distance is 1. So it is saying if you want to reach this 1.0 network, you need to go via 10.0.0.1. It's all about this. Hey, if you want to reach 1.0 network, you go via 10.0.0.1. Similarly, if you go to this router and if you verify show IP route, it will say if you want to reach this 2.0 network, then you go via 10.0.0.2. You can verify. See, click on this and just define show IP route. You see this? There is a route to reach this particular 2.0 network. You go via 10.0.0.2, and this is the administrative distance. So that's it. This is your static route configuration. Your request can go to router 2 and your response can come back to router 1 as well by this configuration, bi-directional configuration. Now you go ahead and check it out, the connectivity from here. See this. If I go to this router and ping to my host, which is here, destination as 2.3, of course the communication is possible. See this. I have made the request. The first packet will be dropped due to ARP request and response, and second packet onwards the communication is possible. We are getting the reply. Yes. Similarly, if you go to this and try to communicate with any of the PC in this, of course communications possible. See that. I'll go to this command prompt and say that hey, ping to 192.168 let's say 1.2 means PC 1, this one. If you go ahead and define this also, communications must be possible. Say this. First packet is dropped and second packet onwards the communication is happening. That's what how you will be able to configure the static routing and how you will be able to communicate together. That's it for this lecture. We have seen that how to configure the static route and how to verify the scenario as well. Thank you. See you in the next lecture.